Crank Lucas the rap producer. Nope. My bad, Crank Lucas the astrophysicist. I'm smart. Today let's talk about black holes. Crank Lucas. A black hole is a region in space whose gravity is so strong that light can't even escape. If you take an object like your house or your car, it could become a black hole if you shrink it real small to a size that science calls a Schwarzschild radius. Compress it into space and its density so great that its gravitational pull is still on swole. Congratulations, you just made your first black hole. Take Earth for example, it's a pretty big rock. It's almost 25,000 miles across, but if you compressed it to the size of a peanut, Earth would be a black hole and we would get sucked up. Now luckily for us, that's something we can't do. No knowledge of how and nobody plans to, but something like a star in the sky. Whoever named ours the sun must have been from NY. But anyway, how does a star become a black hole? Hydrogen is fusing the helium at the core. The fusion in the core generates radiation, which pushes outward against the star's gravitation. Now these two forces have to maintain a balance to keep the star stable without any challenge. But as some stars get to the end of their life, there's less radiation because the fusion gets light, which means the star's gravity collapses its core to a smaller size with the same mass as before. Some stars explode into a supernova, become a neutron star, and then its life is over. But depending on the size of the star, it could be shrunk into an infinitely dense and infinitely small point called a singularity mass is sucked into. And that's the center of a black hole's venue. Now this is even more surprising. When you're looking at a black hole, what you see is the event horizon, the area where once you cross it, there's no escaping it, and it's the same size as the Schwarzschild radius. Let's say, for example, someone fell into a black hole. In order to observe it, you have to be far. As they approach the event horizon, you wouldn't see them cross with your phone now, record and yelling world star. Nah. As you see them getting closer and closer, it would appear they was moving slower and slower, almost till they stopped approaching and they froze. Their body red shifting before they crossed into the hole, still frozen in time, just staying in place. Okay. Finally, you would see them fading away. The light coming off their body would take longer to reach you since it's being sucked into the black hole before it meets you. Now, if you fell into a black hole, you would be ripped by tidal forces. Shout out to Jay-Z.
What up, Crank Lucas?
As you approach the singularity, the more you get stressed and your size is compressed by the gravitational pull, a pain you can't take. As your body is stretched into a thin, long shape that's sort of like a noodle. And I know it sounds silly, but this is called spaghettification. No, really. Now black holes emit Hawking radiation, and over time they'll start evaporating, spewing out particles, increasing its heat. The bigger the black hole, the more energy released. Over time the black hole is losing its mass, till its very last second you get a dramatic blast. Slowly at first and then one final burst, and the time it takes is longer than the age of the universe. Crank Lucas the rap producer, man. Crank Lucas the astrophysicist. Crank Lucas the time traveler. We know what's going on out here in the universe. We be up in these stars and quasars. Speak on it. Dropping science, man. New episode coming soon. Stay tuned.